How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
How about it?
How about it?
How about
How about that cigar?
How about Cigars and Baseball 2022?
Yep.
What a fantastic! We're back here with Representative Jim Nash from the great state of Minnesota.
How's it going?
We're loving this. I mean, I said last year after the event or during the event. I mean, it was only a couple hours into the event last year that I said to the people here, I will never miss another Cigars and Baseball, and that holds true. It's just I love this event.
It's a fantastic event, and for those that don't know, Cigars and Baseball raises money for the Children's Miracle League here in the state of Minnesota, and they build adaptive baseball fields for kids who couldn't otherwise get on the field. And as a father of 6, all of our kids are healthy, but I am a baseball junkie, and I just love the fact that they're going out of their way to make sure that everybody can play baseball.
Yeah. And so for those who don't know, we've had Jim on our show before. We've talked to him at the trade shows. We've had him on our Monday night show. But I will never stop thanking you for all the work that you do and have done for not only Minnesota, but you've really laid a foundation of good reform that makes sense for the cigar industry. And we just thank you.
Well, it was my pleasure. And it was just a common sense thing to do. And we were joking before we went on air that, common sense is not something that grows in everybody's garden.
Yep.
But the story is that the tax cap used to be $3.50 per stick in the state of Minnesota, and we lowered it to 50 cents a stick.
Yep.
And what we've seen is the retailers, the brick and mortar, the very life of our passion in this state, they've flourished.
Yeah.
And the manufacturers have been selling more cigars.
Yep.
So, and no one's died. No, not one person has died as a result of that.
It's amazing.
And
Right?
what about
wow?
What about the revenue difference? So from somebody who says, yeah, but how about all the lost revenue because the cap went down so low?
Right. So the OTP tax, the other tobacco product, that has gone down, but the general sales tax has skyrocketed.
Right.
So they're actually now making more money than they ever did before.
So it's a net plus.
Right, because every year there are some people that try to repeal the tax rebate that we did, or the tax reduction that we did. And there's a thing at the Capitol called a fiscal note. So it means, what does this cost? And the first year that we did this, the OTP tax was like $1.8 million. Now it's like 3.9 in just OTP. But now the general sales tax that's coming in is going off the charts because you can now walk into any one of your local cigar stores and you're in tax parity with the online people.
Yep.
And you can walk in and say, hey, you know what? Give me a box of these Undercrowns, or give me a box of the Opus X to your tattoo.
Yeah.
Or give me a box of whatever. You're paying the same now locally as you would have online.
Yep. Yeah.
And once again, no one died.
No one died. Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
So one of the things that there was a lunch earlier before the event started for some of the organizers and retailers and things like that. And you had some really great words for us, encouraging words. And also, although things are looking bright and have since 2017, since the repeal, yet at the same time, you said something along the lines of there's always wolves lurking around the corner wanting to get the taxes popped back up, and you even mentioned higher than they were before. So take us through what you experienced.
Yeah, well, it's true. So since the tax was lowered in 2017, we have had a number of people in the party of anti-tobacco and the the other side of the aisle from where I am. They've tried to either repeal the tax and put it back to $3.50, but this last time, one of the members from the Iron Range up north said that they'd like to make it $5 per stick, and they were so thrilled because they were gonna kill the cigar industry. And I had seen the bill come out during bill introductions, so I had gone to the tax chair. And for those watching that say, "Oh, it's such a partisan game down in the Capitol," it's not, because the tax chair is a member of the DFL party. I'm a Republican, and I went to him several years ago and I said, "Paul, I want to take you on a journey around the cigar stores here in the Twin Cities, and I want you to understand what this bill, this tax reduction, means to them. It means that they're going to employ more people, they're going to hire more people to do this work, they're going to invest in their communities more, and they will create more general sales tax revenue." So he was on board, and the member who introduced this had said that this was going to be great, and that we're gonna basically stop people smoking cigars by raising it to $5. And we talked, and I basically had said, "Well, we've already killed the bill before you even got a hearing, and you will not get a hearing." And she did not get a hearing. Was very angry, and I offered a juice box and a hug to make life better.
That was very nice of you. By the way.
I'm a giver.
Yeah.
I'm very cuddly. No, but this has nothing to do with big tobacco. This has nothing. There's no comparison between a pack of Marlboro and the Underground I've got here. Not one.
It's not even the same sport.
No. So that's the fight we're fighting, and for the viewers and listeners, the message is that you have to turn out and find the people who will support what it is that we like to do. I like to sit in my back deck and have a cigar. When we did the show before, you guys were in a garage.
Yeah.
There are Minnesotans, men and women around the state, that enjoy a cigar. They're an adult. They get to make an informed decision, and I'm going to make sure that they continue to have that ability to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And since 2017, and you've continued to say that as long as you are able, you are going to continue to fight for Minnesota on this issue and other issues.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that. But is there somebody else in the wings that would help if they came alongside of you?
I don't know that. I don't have a good answer for that. There are several who have said, "Hey, Jim, good bill, I'll vote for it." But I don't know that there are other people that would pick up the mantle and run, because everybody has a shelf life, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this forever.
Yep.
But again, for your viewers, you need to begin asking people, do you support my issue? And would you go and fight for the issue? Because those are two different things. Putting up a vote for a bill is one thing, but actually picking up the mantle and doing the work, completely different.
Yeah.
And it's to me, it's personal, because I like cigars, but I've also gotten to build relationships with everybody in this community. I saw you guys at the PCA show. I walked into a number of booths of manufacturers, and they are happy to see me. I've built relationships with Rocky and Nish Patel, George Padron, the Newman family. Christian Arroyo grabbed me by my jacket and said, "Thanks for the work," because they're now doing better here in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the shops are doing better. And I think one of the other very interesting things is what do cigar companies do when they're manufacturing? They employ a lot of people who would otherwise not have a job.
That's right.
So you shut this down in the state of Minnesota, and now you're cutting off 1/50th of the markets.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose people that are making cigars.
I think the number and I'm sorry that I'm just pulling this off the top of my head, but from what I understand, in Nicaragua alone, actually in Esteli alone, there are 35,000 people employed full-time in the premium cigar industry. And then you factor in Honduras, Dominican Republic, that compounds exponentially on top of that. Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico is growing.
And then you look
Big
at
time.
all the brick and mortar cigar shops in the States. You look at all the brick and mortar cigar shops in Europe, in Asia,
Yep.
in South America, and there are a lot of people who work full time, support their family, feed their kids,
and stabilize their community.
Right.
by making or selling a legal product that is sold to consenting adults.
With several studies being done that have proved time and time again that these are not only a different product than most other tobacco products, but the health risks are nominal at best.
And I think equally as interesting is that the study that I cited in debate during this bill back in the day was done by the New England Journal of Medicine and paid for by the Centers for Disease Control.
Right.
And they said teenagers don't use premium cigars.
Correct.
So let's think back. All three of us are back in our high school days. We are not running out behind the bleachers to have a quick cigar.
Correct.
It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Well, a quick cigar is 20 minutes.
Right.
A quick cigarette, being somebody who was sadly a cigarette smoker many, many years ago, a quick cigarette, I mean, if you really power through it, you can get through a cigarette in 2 minutes.
Yep. So I think that's important to talk about. And here's the obverse of the coin. And I said this to a number of the people that were aghast at this bill. We don't put a $3.50 tax on a premium donut. Like here in the state of Minnesota, there's this place called Glam Doll Donuts,
Oh,
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so they're like the ones with the bacon or the Fruity Pebbles or whatever. And I don't eat donuts, but I buy them for people. Well, if we're truly very, very deeply and sincerely concerned about people's health,
conscious. Yeah.
let's just tax the crap out of everything and make sure that people are eating oatmeal and grape nuts every day.
Yeah.
Where's the Mountain Dew tax?
Or well,
Let's not become New York.
yeah, let's not.
I don't want to become New York.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let's not start taxing the big gulps.
Yeah. but that is the argument. Is so. This is already delicious. It's the underground I got from being here. I'm in my 50s. I'm a grown man. I get to make a decision.
Yep.
And if I choose to eat 25 donuts in a day, no one's going to say a word except maybe my cardiologist.
Right.
Yeah.
But politicians on the other side are not going to tax that, but they want to tax this out of existence because they all have been taught that tobacco is bad and that a cigar is the same as a cigarette, which is the same as the pipe, is the same as a vape.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. And it's another example, and this is an example, it drives me nuts, and it always has, when the government tries to, and I can't recall, maybe you can, I can't recall a single example in my lifetime, and even through the history that I've studied, of the government trying to use a tax to regulate people's behavior and it actually working.
It's never worked, actually. To regulate people's behavior, probably the largest example was during Prohibition.
Right.
So
How'd that work?
Not well.
Right.
A guy named Al Capone, you might have heard of him. Kind
have.
of made a living off of that.
Yeah. Well, we did get NASCAR.
We did get NASCAR. But it's funny that the congressman that brought us Prohibition was from Minnesota, Congressman Volstad.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was from up north.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the Volstead Act was by a guy from up north. Here's the interesting thing. They didn't change behaviors, and what they wound up doing is they probably made more drinkers than they didn't. So when Prohibition was repealed, the people who had been drinking the week before were still drinking, but they were drinking like bathtub gin and really bad stuff.
Dangerous stuff, yeah.
So cigars are heavily regulated, right? So,
Yep.
I mean, they have to meet a certain tolerance and requirements and blah, blah, blah. It's a legalized product that so many people are just trying to demonize. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's a group of people and all the people here and folks that watch your show that are saying, no thanks. But I would encourage your watchers and your listeners to we talked about this at lunch. Minnesotans deserve the government that they vote for. So if you want a pro-cigar majority, if that is your one singular issue, then go and find a person that will vote in favor of not ever talking about this tax again. Or maybe your issue is on something else. Find someone who's going to be good on your issue. But as it relates to cigars, go find someone that is a pro-business, pro-cigar, and help them get elected, both financially, put out a yard sign, go door knocking, tell their friends, tell their neighbors, because it matters.
Yeah, it really does. Well, Jim, again, we really appreciate all that you do and continue to do. Looking forward to having more conversations down the line, hopefully favorable conversations.
Yeah.
And man, enjoy the beautiful day.
It's fantastic out here. If you guys, if your folks still have time to make it down, I think there are tickets available.
I think there is.
There are a few. Yeah.
Hop in the car. It's a beautiful day down here at CHS Field.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Jim, thanks
Thanks
again,
for
brother.
having me on again.
Absolutely. And stay tuned. We've got another special guest in the wings waiting. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Thanks, guys. See ya.